My name is Todd, Clinical Director of Inner Peace Counseling Center here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Today I'm at In the Cut Barbershop, where I'll be hosting the first in a series of men's forums focused on clarifying information, dispelling myths, and educating on the issues of manhood, sexual health, relationships, passion, intimacy, and beyond. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Ladies, this is an opportunity for you to get a bird's eye view of what men really talk about in a man cave. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Man Cave Conversations.
With the young generation, they got a problem now. We had a problem before. You had to make it quick. They got a problem now. Everything they want. If this gentleman here get hungry at 12 o'clock, you go down to McDonald's and boom. I couldn't do that. So everything they want now, they want it now. So when it comes to their sex life, I don't have time to be doing all this foreplay and all that. I want it now. And that's what we need, good education to get us back on track. Calm our minds down, because what's going on now, and that's why we really got to get into having babies. Every time you talk to the sports guys, they got 5 or 6 babies, different women. We need to look at that. There's no control. However I feel, that's the way it's going to be. We got to realize there's some consequences in this pleasure, and I think that is another thing we need to take a look at.
I know, when I was 15, you could be doing jumping jacks and watching a girl and running the bathroom. 30, going down, 40 going down, you 78 and he 80 something. I just want to know what type of experiences y'all been having. Because if I live long enough, I'm going to be where you at, so what do I have to expect?
Well, you got a lot. What I mean about it is, it can be pleasure, or it can be, and that's why I say, and I don't think I'm a good example, because I think I have allowed my spiritual life to overcome a lot. Even in my youth,
I understand what you're saying.
I was able to let my spiritual life overcome a lot of my desire. So at my age, I'm just glad to be with my wife.
Right, I understand.
Sex is not a big issue.
Right.
Traveling to my wife and I, see, it's an individual thing. If all you think about when you start getting old is sex, you're in trouble. Because you're going to fail, and Viagra may help you. But I know a man took Viagra and he's blind today. Viagra will blind you.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. That's what research says.
Right.
So he is blind today, but he had good sex. Now, this is extreme case, but I'm saying you got to learn to enjoy life, just being together.
Right.
To me, sex is not 100%. When my wife said, let's travel, that's sex to me.
Right.
I got it. Because it kills you when you start getting, now that gentleman's 80-something. I don't know if he can talk about it, but it's hard work.
It sure is.
So you have to find something that's not a top priority.
Gotcha. I think he'd be a good example, just like we were talking about earlier. It's just like connecting with somebody who has the same foundation as you. Like he said earlier, like sex is a really big thing. Like just him and his wife traveling is just like enough enjoyment. So it's just coming together with somebody, that you can go down the long road with.
It's a full experience.
You're not trying to
time.
Right.
What it is that throughout the course of life and through the course of life, there what we would call there are new normals for sexuality. Sex at 18 is different than sex at 30, different at 40 and beyond. Each thing changes. If you take sexuality away from just pelvic area, look at it as a full body experience, and about a closeness and togetherness. For me, sex and intimacy is really only about connection. It's not about necessarily penetration. That's one way we connect. But it's about establishing a sense of connection and closeness. So even if you are fully naked, not erect, and just embracing your partner and skin touching skin, that can be enough.
Yeah.
But again, it's about transitioning through life, understanding their new normals and being open to new experiences. You were gonna say something.
No, I was just gonna say that it does change from, the early days, you're in one mode, and then as you grow older, if you have the right partner, then you learn to enjoy the same things. I mean, you might want to just go out to, you even enjoy the same music.
Right.
So that's why when you have in a long-term basis, it's not just being a Superman or a super stud, as they call it.
Right.
In fact, if I can look back, the guys that I thought was the super studs, they're the ones that made the most, had the most problems in life. They're the ones that didn't live to be 50. Because for some reason it seems to be that you just have so many, say, pellets in the gun, you want to put it that way. and if you use them all up, or if you don't spread them over a long period of time.
Just not take care of yourself, it's about sexual.
Right. So this is what I've noticed, and I agree with this gentleman here, that as you get older, you find other things, and it's a plus if you've experienced had the right partner when you were young, and boy, and all you had to do is look and run, now it takes a little more.
Right.
So,
Because over the course of life, sensitivity changes. So where your erectile tissue are real sensitive, the older you get, the less sensitive it is, the longer it takes to ejaculate. So there is a full transition. But a lot of it is dependent upon how the quality of health that you take care of yourself, sexual awareness, focused on sexual health, having your testosterone level checked at 30 as a baseline, because it drops 1% after that. Now, dropping of testosterone level doesn't just impact your sexual prowess, but it also impacts your mood. It impacts a number of dimensions of your life, and it's actually also been tied to dementia. There may be some correlation between low testosterone levels and dementia. So it's about understanding from a whole sense, for us not to be afraid to go to the doctors and having prostate exams and all of these different things, the big taboos, everybody make a big deal about it. Well, either live or something else. Pick your poison.
I still got a brain. When I see a pretty lady, I don't say that don't bother me. It bothers me. I feel like taking on the world. But you know what I have done? That young lady would kill me in 2 minutes. Because I'm so excited, my wife, you stay with someone 55 years, you remember firm breasts, firm thigh, you don't get that now.
Right.
So if I go touch her and she's firm breasts and I couldn't take it. I wouldn't be doing anything, but it would kill my emotional, I would be dead.
Yeah.
So what you gotta do, you feel that, but there's not much you can do about it.
Right.
So you accept it, and you look at your wife and you say, put on a record, pull your little iPad and play some music.
Right.
And you play you some 60s, Temptation. And you think about those, and after a while you both sleep. You just don't have the energy.
Yeah.
So now that's
So you take your ego out of it. So you take your ego out of it.
well, you're not gonna grow out of it, but you can't do it. So
Don't think you remove your ego.
right, that's the key. It's still there.
I do want to share some additional information. There are men and women 85 years old having sex.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, it may not be 4 or 5 times a week, but they are having sex. But it all goes back to general health. For example, for men that have low testosterone levels, they'll tell you to go to the gym, work out, lift heavy weights, work out. I have a client who's 61 years old, and his wife consistently complains about sex, because he wants sex 4 times at least, minimum, 4 times a week. This man is physically fit. He swears by zinc, selenium, and magnesium. He's taking vitamins. He watches what he eats. He watches his food. He takes good care of himself generally. So, it's about the quality of your health. It's about going to the doctors. It's about understanding testosterone level. It's about hormone balance. It's about the size of your waist. Because the size of your waist, the fat from your stomach, turns into estrogen. So testosterone level goes down, estrogen goes up, your prowess isn't there, you know, it's got fatty tissue that you can't get rid of, you have man boobs, all kinds of good stuff. So again, a lot of it has to do with how well you're taking care of your health.
And let me just piggyback on that. The health is true, but it's your mind too. Because if that's all you think about when you start getting 70 and 80 is sex, you got a problem. You need to be thankful that God has allowed you to be here, to be that age, and there's so much other things out there that you can enjoy your spouse with, or your, I can't say girlfriend, because this gentleman you're talking about, if he's been with one woman for 50 or 60, how long you been, he can take all the zinc he wants.
65 years.
I'm sorry, but he's got to go get him a younger woman, because if you're looking at a same woman, 50-some years old, 55 years, you have seen that body change. So it's going to take more than zinc. I'm just being honest. I'm saying if he's taking zinc, he's out there with different women, because your wife feels the same way. I mean, she just glad to be here. There should be so much camaraderie that this is secondary.
Gentlemen, I really appreciate your candidness. I appreciate everything that you shared today. Again, I thank you for supporting me in creating more of Man Cave Conversations, and I hope you're interested in sharing as we move forward. What I'd like to do is, I've communicated with each of you. If you could send me maybe questions that you may have, topics that you'd like to discuss, things of that nature, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm open to any questions or concerns you have at this moment. If not, all is well. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you so very much. Thank you for watching Man Cave Conversations and sharing your time with us. It is our hope that you found the show both enjoyable and inspiring at the same time. We encourage you to share your feedback, ask questions, suggest topics for future events, or contact us to host a Man Cave Conversations event in your local area. We can be reached by email at info@mancaveconversations.com, Facebook, or Twitter. So, until the next time, continue to be empowered and elevated through self-awareness, education, and open communication. Take care. Thank you for joining us on our journey.